Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at a game called Call of Juarez Gunslinger. But first I just wanted to make a shout out to everyone who's liked and subscribed to my videos so far. It's helping out a lot and shows that people do actually want to see the content I'm doing. So yeah, thanks guys. Call of Juarez Gunslinger is created by a company called Teachland. Now people probably know these guys from their recent zombie games like Dying Light and Dead Island. They've been obsessed with zombies for the last few years. But it used to be that Call of Juarez was their main kind of series of games. This was the last in the series, and I think it was released in 2013. While I'm just running through the options here, I'll go and read what it says on the Steam page about the game. From the dust of a gold mine to the dirt of a saloon, Call of Juarez Gunslinger is a real homage to the Wild West tales. Live the epic and violent journey of a ruthless bounty hunter on the trail of the West's most notorious outlaws. What we have here is a FPS game based in the Wild West. It's based in 1910. You're basically an old retired bounty hunter that wanders into a saloon and you start telling stories about your past and how you used to be a bounty hunter in the West. I'll let a bit of the intro play here as the voice acting is actually really good, but I won't show it all. I don't want to spoil the story for you guys who are interested in playing.
Easy boy. Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
What are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. I bet you got some...
It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm.
So the first mission is a bit of a tutorial. You go and help Billy the Kid fight off some dirty lawmen.
I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, ha-ha?
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
There is some character progression in this. You get XP every time you kill someone. You get more for shooting them in the head or long range shots or so on. You get 3 kind of skill trees. You get pistols, rifles and shotguns. You can mix and match. You're not locked to just one. But yeah, I mean, obviously, the more points you put in, the better skills you get to unlock in that category.
You heard Pat. You need to stay here and keep an eye on the road.
That's not fair. We're missing all the fun.
I knew those 2 morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
What the hell? Shoot that sumbitch!
And there we go. It explains the XP a bit by there.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast. Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead.
So every time you kill someone, they drop ammo for the guns, and they also drop the gun they got as well.
I decided to help Billy and the boys out a bit. So that's just what I did.
So this is one of the first special skills you get to see in game, really. It's all based around like a bar that fills up in the top left-hand corner. It takes a while to fill up, so it's not like you can use this all the time. It's just in special situations.
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Here you can see me trying to flank the enemy a bit. The maps are large enough that you can actually approach the combat from quite a lot of different angles. It's quite good like that, and the maps are designed so you can do that. But there are restrictions where you can go, like you can see here. Basically, if I went this way, it would basically restart the map and start me at the top of the hill again.
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off.
You ain't going nowhere.
I find that the AI is actually pretty decent in there, still get some good hits on you. But on this normal mode, you don't die too easily. I'm guessing that changes a bit at the harder difficulty
Reach the
levels.
water tower.
Here you get to see one of the first QuickTime events, where you get to dodge a bullet. There's a few different ones in the game that you'll come across. It just breaks up the pace of the game a bit, I think.
Personally, I prefer to be on top.
Oh, you do you?
Indeed, darling. But where was I? Oh, yeah.
There's kind of comedy lines like that all the way through the game. It's pretty good, really, and the voice acting is pretty decent too. But as you can see, being up high gives you a better advantage of the map. There's a lot of different places in the map that allow you to get to higher places to get better shots on people, so it's worth exploring. And as you can see then, I blew a barrel up as well. You get quite a few explosive barrels littered around the maps.
A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks. It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house.
So the map seems to be broken up into different objective points. This is one of them you've got to get to with this tutorial mission. You actually go in here now and meet Billy the Kid and a few of the other outlaws. And you get to defend the house, basically.
And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear. I passed Dirty Dave, and upstairs I found Billy and Charlie Bolger.
In a trap.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
So here we get our hands on the rifle for the first time. It's the lever action. Obviously a lot more accurate than a pistol at long range and carries a lot more ammo than the pistols do. But just a bit slower to fire.
I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming. I don't know how many of those cocksuckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. They got a Gatling, Billy shouted. Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention. He directed that order at me, and I thought, why the hell do I have to do it? But I went anyway. Dumbass that I was back then.
And here you just get to see using that skill again, just to take out a big group of enemies fast.
Those poor sons of bitches are
Many
done
would have
for.
fled in my place.
So here's another example of a quick time event.
Way past a castle of fallen foes.
Kind of make things a bit easy, but it's not supposed to be a super hard game. It's just supposed to be a bit of fun.
After the fight, maybe we could treat ourselves to some fried chicken.
But yeah, just another example of the kind of comedy lines you get in the game. And I just leveled up as well, so just added an extra skill.
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
And here we get to do the first duel. Everyone you duel in the game seems to have different traits.
You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
With the first duel, they kind of make it quite easy for you. You've just got to do the focus like this. Later on, I'll show a duel that adds a few extra mechanics to it as well. It's all about trying to react at the right time and get a shot off before he does.
And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that Penny Dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn stables. And stepped inside. And, boy, that was just the beginning.
The first map done. Basically gives you an overview after every kind of level you complete. You know, how many enemies you killed, how accurate you were, and so on. And then the duel as well gives you an idea of how good you were with that. We'll jump on to the next map. I'll just quickly show that one as well, just to give an example of what another level looks like. But we won't do the whole thing.
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape too. My first order of business was finding a firearm.
We'll get to see another new weapon here. We get the shotgun.
Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
Here we get to see a little like kind of overview video of these unique weapons that you pick up. But yeah, shotguns are always good fun in a game like this.
Anybody see Billy? That little son of a bitch shot.
Hell yeah. That scatter gun was like a double-barreled howitzer. It could blow a man clear off his feet. You hardly had to aim the damn thing. The kids escaped raised a huge ruckus. Guards were everywhere looking for him.
Can't let the kid get away.
With the shotgun, you can like load one round and fire instantly instead of waiting to load both rounds.
Anybody see him?
And then up here is just another example of the verticality of the maps.
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. And suddenly, I was a fugitive.
And that's just an example of kind of the storytelling of the game, where he kind of makes it up as he goes along with those planks appearing and so on.
Bastard you were after. What did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever going to find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there.
Yeah, so the objective for this one is just to get out of town, basically.
I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment.
Yeah, I don't know about the stealth. He says he tries to be stealthy, but I was trying and I managed to get detected pretty easily, so I'm not 100% sure if it works or if it's just part of the story he was trying to tell.
You! But hell, if they weren't all waiting for me. Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
You hooligans can go to hell.
But yeah, I guess it's just part of the story, so there's probably no stealth really in it. It's just a pure action FPS. I've jumped to the end of the map here so we can have a look at the end of level duel.
I found what I was looking for. The stables on the edge of town.
Mainly because it does add an extra mechanic to it. So this duel introduces some new mechanics. You get the speed mechanic on the left hand side, and as well as the focus that you had before. The speed is just how fast you draw your pistol. And there's also another mechanic, which is the guy's heartbeat. Basically, if you draw before he does, then it's a dishonourable act and you get a worse score. I'm not sure if it changes the story. But either way, my speed section, this guy blows me away. And it just tells you what went wrong. And obviously it looks like my reaction time here was not the best. So I'll give it another go. I'm still not getting the speed right. I just can't get the hang of it here. I probably should have read the pop-ups that were coming up on the screen, but completely ignored them like most people would, I guess. But I do just about manage to get him. I think he gets a shot off first, and then I get him. It's a proper Han and Greedo moment. Yeah, so I managed to get him. So there we go, guys. That's Call of Juarez Gunslinger. It's a fun little FPS. I think the story seems to be pretty good. The gunplay's good. Graphics, even though it's stylized, do seem to still hold up, even though the game's pretty old now. It's $10.99 on Steam. I don't think that's a bad price, really, considering what you get. I do kind of wish they would go back to this, though, instead of just doing zombie games all the time. It'd be great to see a new Call of Juarez. I just want to say thanks to everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this and want to see more, please like and subscribe. I'll be trying to release a new video at least once a week. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone. Bye.